My name is Aiden Curry, and I am the founder and head cider maker of Swift Cider. That'd be me right there in the orchard. So, at our cider house in Northeast Portland, we make over a dozen award-winning hard ciders with fresh-pressed, Northwest-grown apples. You might have heard the news that things are changing in the alcohol industry. And just recently, Deschutes put the brakes on a multi-million-dollar project to build a facility on the East Coast. We're also seeing these mainstay breweries close down. So it begs the question, what's going on? Well, the quick answer, these people, millennials, are going on. I myself am part of the problem here, but millennials want something that's new, something that's different, and they're increasingly turning to different disruptive channels like Amazon to find what they want. So, millennials are now the largest consumers of alcoholic beverages in this country, and not only are they looking for something different, they're super interested in America's original craft beverage, hard cider. But hard cider itself has a problem, and many of you might know this, and I've heard it from a few people just today. Of the 9.6 million Americans who say they prefer cider over beer and wine, most say they've yet to find their ideal product. And when you look at most of our competitors, all of them tend to make a sweeter cider than us. So that means they have high residual sugar, and when you look at why they're doing this, they add back juice concentrate, and artificial flavors, often to make up for lackluster character in their fruit and their fermentation. And this is a big mistake because of the people that already drink cider, they can already find sweet cider, but the adopters of cider are looking for something that's dry, balanced, and full of fruit flavor. So this is where Swift comes into the picture. People that normally don't love cider love Swift. So most medium to large producers that we compete with use commodity apple juice that they source from two suppliers in Oregon and Washington. Swift has a huge differentiator, and we go direct to the farmer. We have growers in Hillsboro, and we have some on Sauvie Island just north of Portland. We've pioneered a whole fruit infusion technique that others don't know how to do and often won't touch because it's difficult. We're also one of the only cider makers in the entire country that offers a full line of sulfite-free ciders, safe for sensitive drinkers. While it might seem simple to make drier cider, it's hard to make something dry when you don't get to hide behind sweetness. Just like when you're making a lager compared to an IPA. It's easy to throw in a bunch of hops to cover up lackluster fermentation, but with a German lager, you have to make it perfect to satisfy your taste buds. Our ciders have won 33 international cider awards at the world's largest cider competitions. And last year at the Portland International Cider Cup, we were named the best medium cidery of the year. Tomorrow night is the award ceremony, so fingers crossed we bring home even some more awards. But despite our success, Swift has a problem. We can't make enough cider. Currently, we distribute through 6 distributors in Oregon and Washington, and we're sold at major retail chains like Fred Meyer, Whole Foods, New Seasons, Green Zebra, and a host of other chain retailers throughout the Northwest. We even have new distributors in California, Idaho, Montana, and even Tokyo, Japan that want our cider, but they're not going to get anything until we can increase our production capacity. We're working on this, and we recently moved into a new production facility in Northeast Portland, which has effectively doubled our production capacity. In April, we launched 2 flavors of cider in cans that will be rotating 3 times a year. And we've carefully planned this new production facility, which you can see here, to continue growing with us. And that's why we're here today. We're seeking $145,000 or possibly $150,000 investment to grow our company from $500,000 of sales last year to $1.6 million by the end of 2020. We plan to spend the money on a larger fermenter so we can make more, a centrifuge, which does a lot for our company, and we're going to be building out a web store to feature our heirloom estate-grown ciders through a cider club. Overall, this injection of capital is going to double our production capacity again. It's going to increase our yields by 15% and allow us to sell or improve our margins through direct-to-consumer sales by 15 to 30%. Did you know that in 2018, 19% of all wine sales happened online, and 49 states currently allow me to ship cider directly to your door? With the acquisition, or Amazon's acquisition of Whole Foods recently, you can already buy Swift cider in Seattle and Portland on 2-hour delivery, so check that out. And while the Cider Club is still investing in a growing market, we're getting in now so that we can ride this disruptive wave and spread ourselves into a nationally distributed brand without going through the relatively low-margin 3-tier distribution channel. For 3 years, we've had an exclusive contract for heirloom cider apples grown on Sauvie Island. Most people don't know what heirloom apples are, but these hard, small, bitter fruit make phenomenal quality product just like you'd expect from a Pinot Noir grape. We've had this exclusive contract, and we're working on releasing monthly batches that have been blended, barrel-aged, wild fermented, and in many cases aged in some of your favorite bourbon and sour beer barrels. Most people in the country don't have access to anything nearly close to this, and a big part of our injection of capital now is to make this available to people across the United States. We have a plan to release 39 flavors of cider per year, the Baskin and Robbins of cider, and people anywhere in the country will be able to access this by joining our Cider Club. They say that 90% of the people that walk into the grocery store looking for something to buy, alcohol specifically, don't know what they're going to get until they walk down that beer aisle. So labeling is incredibly important. We recently updated our branding with a more iconic logo, and we're increasingly refreshing all of our branding across the board to appeal to the millennial audience. You can see, well, this is our flagship line of bottles, which you can try in the back. And we have these 2 rotating series of fruit ciders and cans that are going to help us reach a broader audience and save money on shipping. So we not only have the right products, but we also have the right team to get there. Swift is jointly owned by myself and my business partner, Jeremy Quitt. I bring over a decade of experience fermenting all types of things: beer, wine, kombucha, cheese, and pickles. My business partner, Jeremy Quitt, has an extensive background as a marketing and sales consultant to Fortune 500 companies and running his own business. We have also hired a host of industry veterans who've proved themselves at other brands and continue to help us grow our business by punching above their weight. We're supported by 8 investors that includes 2 corporate lawyers, 2 heirloom apple growers, a CEO, and an industrial designer. Making great cider takes many hands, and we're not afraid to ask for help when we need it. Swift has the opportunity to become a landmark cider brand that's known worldwide for producing some of the most delicious, well-balanced ciders in the market. We're named after these exceptional birds that come to Portland every September. I like to say this is the best free thing you can do in the entire city, so check it out. And here's the deal. We have the opportunity to make Swift into something that is iconically Portland and known around the world as something truly special. So today, we're looking for your investment to help grow this business into something you can find in any corner of the country, and I appreciate your time, so thank you.